Welcome along, everybody, to CBS Sports Network, Paramount Plus, to our hour-long post-game show on the Champions League show here. Kate Abdo, Thierry Henry, Jamie Carragher, Micah Richards, it is good to have you with us. We're so glad you chose to join us. Yes, thank you so much.
You call me Micah, not Big Meeks, no?
Oh. Sorry, only in the intro do you get called Big Meeks, really.
Oh, OK, sorry.
Anyway, so 2-2 was the final score. Penalty for each side between Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. Was it a fair result, did you think, Micah? Did it reflect the game?
I thought Bayern were the better team in terms of the metrics, like Jamie said, you know, passes, possession, all that sort of thing. But it doesn't matter. Why are you looking at me like that, Jamie?
You've never want to go on your case?
No, I know.
No, you said the metrics.
I know. I was just laughing at you. It didn't sound... You saying the metrics... Just...
What, it didn't sound right?
No, I don't know. It's just... I don't know. It was my word, wasn't it?
Well, I was just saying that your word. But I think the overall game... Basically, Bayern overall were probably the better team, but Real Madrid, they dug in and got the draw in the end.
Jamie, anything to add?
The metrics?
No, I agree with Micah. You know, the metrics, the stats, whatever you want to call them, they were in Bayern's favour, weren't they?
Oh, my God.
What does it mean in terms of going into the second leg? Because obviously, I think we already generally thought, when you're thinking of the tie across the two legs, you thought of Real Madrid as the favourites. Has anything changed?
No, I think that'll really hurt Bayern Munich tonight, psychologically, because they were the better team and they played really well and they still didn't win at home. And there's this feeling, I think, with Real Madrid, whoever comes up against them, because I've written them off so often. Champions League final against Liverpool, I couldn't see how they'd beat Liverpool, but they beat them. Beating Manchester City in the last round a couple of years ago, beating Manchester City, and you're scratching your head thinking, how's it happened? But they've done it again in terms of getting a result here. I will see how the second leg goes, but I think for Bayern Munich to play so well as they did and still not win the game, I mean, I don't know how sort of, you know, psychologically they'll be able to believe they can go to sort of the Bernabeu and get through. You
agree with that, Thierry?
Yeah, but, I mean, we go back to the same thing. I said it the other day. Doesn't matter who ran the most, who had the most chances, who had the most possession. With Madrid, it's about taking your chances. And yes, again, we're going to talk. It's pretty obvious. You don't take your chances. You don't do much with what you have when you're on the ball. And that's up to you. Madrid will. You know, we can take the Leipzig game, and you look at it and you're like, how Seško didn't score 3, how Openda didn't score 3 in Madrid. You take the Man City game, you're like, oh, they didn't touch the ball. Well, they scored 4 goals, though. 3 there and 1. And again today, 2. Yes, you can say if, there's a lot of if at the end of the day. When it comes to Madrid, there's a lot of if all the time. I've been in that situation. You're like, okay, you play against a big team. You have them. You don't. You don't. They execute stuff. That's what they do. That's why you have 14 obviously Champions Leagues.
Well, over there in Munich, Peter Schmeichel and Guillaume Balaguer watched this game live for us at the stadium over there. Let's find out their thoughts. What did you think, gents?
Well, do you know, it's amazing when you watch a game on TV and then you watch it live, how different you see the game. So what I'm hearing here is the studio actually thought Bayern Munich played really, really well. I don't think they did. I think they were very slow in the first half. They made some tactical changes, yes, and it was a little bit better in the second half, but they weren't really threatening anything. And we were sat there talking about, well, they're up against Real Madrid. They will hit them back. And you know, being 2-1 up, they should be a bit disappointed. Defender Kim on the first goal, I don't know what Kim's doing. I don't know why he's giving that penalty away. They could have won, but they didn't play well. Do you think they played well?
Quite clearly, there were periods, 20 minutes in the first half and 15, 20 minutes in the second half, that you were asking Bayern to actually speed things up, and they did. And when they did, they got a result. I find fascinating what happened in the first 20 minutes, in which Real Madrid were like, it doesn't matter, we're inferior, we're conceding goals, we'll have our moment, goal. And in the second half, exactly the same. They go 2-1 down, doesn't matter, we'll have our chances, and then eventually they come. So that's the head.
It's amazing to watch Real Madrid play live in the stadium. There's no panic at any time. The manager, Ancelotti, is just so calm. All the players, they go 1-0, 2-0 down, 2-1 down, sorry. And it's just calm. There's no panic. They just get along with. And you always sit there with a sense of them striking back. And of course they did again today.
And the atmosphere. Oh, just one word for it.
I've been here a lot of times. This is the best I've ever been.
Constant, noisy, affecting the teams, both teams. It was a great spectacle. One of the big
And what's it going to be next week, eh? What a drama.
Well, Peter.
Yes?
Peter, would you like some company tomorrow? And we'll see if the Westfalen Stadium can match Munich.
Do you know what? Are you coming?
I'm coming, yeah.
I'm telling you what you're in for tomorrow, okay?
Go on.
The Yellow Wall singing "You Never Walk Alone."
Well, how about me and you join the Dortmund fans in the Yellow Wall and sing "You'll Never Walk Alone"?
No, I'm never going to sing that song.
Okay, I will sing it, but we need to get in the Yellow Wall.
We can go into the Yellow Wall, yes, but I'm not going to sing that song.
Thomas Muller is waiting there, by the way.
See who we got here.
Ask him to sing "You'll Never Walk Alone."
I'll tell you what, you get that.
They're gonna put you in touch with the studio. They're gonna put the studio into your ear. We got
okay to speak to the studio.
Michael Richards, Jamie Carragher,
so,
and of course,
so we're just lining Thomas up here. Played his 150th game for Bayern Munich, only the third player ever in the Champions League history to do that. So you're in the company of Iker Casillas and Xavi. That's not bad company, is it?
It's not bad. It's not bad. You have to sleep well, eat well, to reach this. In my age, normally you need a wheelchair.
So I'm going to give you this microphone and then prepare yourself for some really, really tough questions.
No problem. No problem.
Thomas, welcome. Do you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you. Thank you.
Are you feeling like an old man?
No. Today I felt very good, but. Germany is listening. The tactics for the next game. I felt quite.
Let me
bring them in. Bring them in. The two of you. Get the two of them.
What's up?
He's coming later. No, I felt quite good, but in the end, I'm not satisfied with this draw. But that's Real Madrid. You know it. You saw it. You saw it twice against City. You saw it the last years. You see it in every game. So you have to be careful in every minute. Yeah, Tony, was ist? Tony Kroos is laughing, but he knows it's always the same. So I'm not happy today, but it was okay.
Thomas, this is Thierry. I wanted to ask you a question about your positioning on the field and where you were every time in between the fullback and the centre back to make sure that they were not going to jump, especially in the first half with Leroy Sané coming in and Musiala. You switched it in the second half because they played high and wide and Guerrero took the same position as you were doing on the other side. How do you feel playing in that position and doing that job?
I think it doesn't matter in which position you are. When you are an offensive player, you always have to be on the jump to be in between. That the defenders always have to think and to decide. And maybe there is a second they decide wrong, and that's all about. So you always have to come to the edge. When Antonio Rüdiger is thinking, okay, maybe it's a little bit too wide to jump out, and then maybe I have space. And when he jumps out, maybe the space opens behind him. So, 90 minutes, it's always the same game. When you're not able to, like you or Jamal or Leroy or these kind of guys, Vinicius, when you're not able to take the ball in your own half, dribble 10 guys and score a goal, then you have to get the guys of the other team moving. And when they move wrong, you have to be there.
That's my point, because on the penalty and on the first goal, you knew Leroy Sané was high and wide. You could have controlled that ball. You let it go because you knew you were going to give him time in a 1v1 situation, and him being on the other side, because in the first half it was on the left. And then in the second half also, I like the way you went behind the Real Madrid player to receive that ball for the second goal, on the penalty. Then you drove forward to release that ball this time to Musiala. So I just wanted to say, like I always said, how great of a player you are and how you use your brain in any situation. So well done. Because the two goals were thanks to you.
For me, it seems simple, but I know what you mean. I always wondering sometimes when I see player, they don't do that easy stuff to make their life easier. But in the end, it worked well today in some kind of situations. But 2-2 is not that what I want.
Thomas, a few months ago, you were very passionate in an interview, I think, after you lost at Bayer Leverkusen.
Yes, right.
I mean, what has changed since then to now to give you the belief you can get through to the Champions League final?
I think the the games, and the win over Arsenal gave us a little bit kind of self-confident, kind of not the team spirit when you go out and drink a beer together. It gave us maybe the belief and maybe this kind of, I said this Conny Leimer feeling when he's hunting Ødegaard like a dog and to yeah. Maybe you know the story. And this kind of winning feeling gave us a little bit more belief in ourselves, to be a little bit more aggressive. And in the last couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, we are in a good mood. We're playing better. We're playing not perfect, but we're playing better. And I wanted to say I'm happy that I understood your question. I was feared when you got to the microphone.
Thomas, just a quick one. How is Harry Kane settling in? How's his German coming along?
His German is not that bad as you think. Maybe when you score 40 plus goals, you think maybe he does not have to learn it. But the numbers, he can deal with the numbers, and it's quite good. And we are happy with him.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That's great. That's great. So see you next week, guys.
See you. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you.
Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss.
All right, after that, we're going to go to a very quick break. We will be right back. We'll bring you more interviews, analysis, highlights, all of that still to come. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. That was fun. That was the first time we had met Thomas Müller as a group, so that was nice. Thank you for coming on, Thomas. We appreciate it. Let's take you through the highlights because we haven't had a chance to do that yet. 2-2 the final score, but let's go through this chronologically. 1-0 Real Madrid, the first one. Vinny Jr., who wants to take it?
Harry Kane.
Yeah, but just before we show you that, let's show you what happens just before Harry Kane takes the penalty. Check this out. Do all national team loyalties go out the window when you're playing club versus club?
Yeah.
What were you like?
I actually did that to Frank Lampard. I didn't trash talk. I had him a bet. Deadly serious, yeah.
Before a penalty?
Yeah. They beat us 4-1 at Anfield.
So did it work?
He was about to take the penalty to make it 2-1, and I bet him 200 quid. Yeah.
That he wouldn't make it?
We were meeting up with England the day after the game.
Did you pay up?
Yeah. Just remembered now. You don't believe me, do you?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you fake texting someone again,
Oh,
like you did with Harry Kane.
That was Harry Kane.
It's a serious question for you, though. Harry Kane's the England captain, right?
Yeah.
Jude Bellingham's a junior player on the team. Up and coming
Whoa, what?
Not junior.
Oh, hang on.
In terms of age, I know what you meant, Kane. He's only 20 years of age.
Said that because he's a junior player.
Junior player. If we get Jude on next week, if they've gone through.
He's a young man. Is he a young man on the team?
20 years of age.
But he's not a junior player.
Just before we were looking at him when we were rehearsing. You're like, he's so young. Can't believe how young he is. And then I use another adjective that's an equivalent of young.
But you've talked. That was a disrespectful comment.
He's the captain. Harry Kane. Let's go back.
You're such a stirrer.
Let's go back.
Okay, so my question is, does that feel different, Jamie Carragher to Frank Lampard, than a Jude Bellingham, a younger player, to Harry Kane, who's the leader on the team?
I think for most players, yes, but I think Jude Bellingham is they're the two best players, I would say, in the team. Look, I told you.
Come on, we with Judy, and your loyalties at England are different to when you play domestic.
If it was another England player, would you mind it?
What do you mean?
I know that you obviously Jude Bellingham, how important he is for England, how much you respect him and like him as a player. If it was a different England player, would you maybe feel differently about it?
I'd be more unhappy.
I don't mind it.
Yeah,
I don't mind it
because I think I'd see it almost like a bit of a lack of respect, if like to the guy up there, to someone down there. I think with them two, they'll say they're having a laugh or a bit of banter. You don't agree, Thierry?
Why do you dislike this conversation so much?
Because you're making a story out of nothing. It's just nothing happened. By the way, those two guys can sit at the same table because they're at the same level.
Exactly.
That's my point. Like, where is that was. I don't even know why we're talking about it, really. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, you're trying to make a story here when there's no story.
I'm trying to make a story.
Those two players can sit at the same table.
Scenes.
Yeah.
That's it.
She's got the producer in her ear trying to make a big thing of it.
There's nothing there for me. And by the way, it didn't work.
The king of making a big thing of things.
Which one was it?
Sorry, I don't know.
Want to name
But
a
that's
name?
what you do sometimes.
You can't remember his last name, so you're no good.
You guys create stories sometime in England. While we're in the US, sorry. Yeah, let's move on.
Can we move on, please?
Real Madrid getting a penalty. Let's take a look at that incident.
Absolutely brilliant. Another great game from him.
Let's talk about what you discussed before in the pre-game when you talked about Bellingham versus Musiala and that head-to-head. Who did you think got the better of it?
I would say just Musiala. I think the game was... I think he's got everything.
I absolutely love him. I think he's... honestly, I love watching him play. I love watching him play for the national team. And I probably enjoy watching him play more than I'd watch Jude Bellingham. And because Jude Bellingham is almost... He's powerful, his charisma, his aura, everything about him. But what we see Musiala do is... Thierry, you've played with players on a different level to me and Micah, but someone who can actually dribble. We've got players who, let it go through the legs or flick it around the corner, play a clever pass. But to get someone, I'm not talking about a winger going past his fullback on the outside. Do you know what I mean? It's different, isn't it? When someone does it from a central area. Have I forgot anyone?
Eden Hazard.
Yeah, but would you class him more of as like a sort of left-sided player? No. Yeah?
I think...
Or players you played with in the French team. Is there anyone like that in terms of...
Thomas Müller just said it. From anywhere, he can go to goal. Or he can create space or dribble 3, 4, 5. It doesn't matter where he is. He will find a way to dribble past you. Eden Hazard was very much like that. And now, if I think that people that can really have the ball... Vinicius Jr. can take the ball from anywhere and dribble past people. So that's why I guess you said that you enjoy it more.
Yeah,
watch him.
I don't see that often. No. Yeah, can I just... Or do you want to wait till we come back from the break?
I don't know. Matt, do you want it now or do you want him to wait?
Well, it better be good.
Because no one believed me, did they, about Frank Lampard?
OK.
I believed you.
No, I didn't say anything.
Well, you didn't believe me, did you?
We'll read out the text then.
OK. Hang on.
Put your glasses on.
Oh, wait, hold up. No, everyone, we're going to do it after the break.
Oh, OK.
Come back if you want to find out what Frank Lampard has said to Jamie Carragher.
For this exclusive.
Big tease.
My big friend, Frank Lampard.
Thomas Tuchel with Bayern Munich, Carlo Ancelotti with Real Madrid, both still in with a chance of getting through to the Champions League final. We've got another 90 minutes or more of this to come next week in Madrid. We'll be right back in just a second. Welcome back, everybody. It is so good to have you still with us. We will tell you what Frank Lampard said to Jamie Carragher in just a minute. First of all, we're going to go out to Munich, and Peter Schmeichel has spoken to the Bayern manager, to Thomas Tuchel.
Wow, that was some spectacle that you performed out there with for both teams. But in the first half, you looked very, very agitated on the touchline. How did you see that first half?
We were strong in 15 minutes and we stopped playing. I don't know why. We stopped playing. We played different patterns. I don't know why. We were so strong in the first 5-10 minutes. We had huge chances. But we lost our fluidity and we lost our rhythm. They changed a little bit the shape in defending, I have the feeling, after the 15 minutes. Then we conceded and lost our confidence, lost the rhythm and fluidity of the match. So we changed some things in halftime. We encouraged everyone to play more aggressive offensively. We did this in second half. We won the second half. Yeah, but unfortunately, in the moments when it was possible to score the 3-1, we did not and got punished for one little mistake in the second half. Late.
Did you think that you were in control of? Real Madrid didn't really create that much, but then it's two small mistakes.
They do this to everyone. No, we're not the first team. They do this too. So they did it to us. They had one chance in the counter movement, in minority up front, but still one counter movement is enough to score. And then in the second half, they had one chance again with a counter movement and one little individual flick. I think in a 2-against-5 situation, they managed to get away with a penalty and well-deserved penalty. This is what they do. You need to be switched on. You need to play like without mistake. And if you have the chance, you need to be more clinical if you really want to win. But okay.
Well, we're going to go straight back. You okay, boys?
No, we're just talking about,
Well, we're going to go straight back to Munich because Guillaume Balaguer has spoken to Real Madrid's Aurélien Tchouameni. So let's listen to that one too.
How close did you feel the game was to what you planned?
Let's say that we knew that it was a tough game, especially against this opponent at home in front of their fans. But as I said, we played a good game. For sure, they pushed a lot. They pushed a lot, especially in the beginning of the game and the second half. I think we could have started the second half a little bit better, but as usual, we fight until the end. We scored this second goal, and now let's see what's going to happen in the Bernabeu.
Yellow card to Rudiger, who's tackled you from behind.
The game is over. Huh?
Just the last one. I find fascinating that in the first 20 minutes, Real Madrid were deep and you didn't have the ball, and yet you thought your moment will arrive. And when you get 2-1 down, exactly the same. Nothing affects you.
Yeah, for sure. We know how to manage the game. We know that sometimes the opponent will push and will give everything to score the goal. But it didn't happen because I feel like our low block was nice. We were good collocated. So let's see what's going to happen in the next game. For sure, we are going to fix things, but we remain confident.
Who's your favorite pundit of the show?
My favorite what?
Pundit.
I'm a go with Kate. Ladies first.
Thank you very much.
Oh! Coucou, salut.
I was just about to say that his English is
very good. Now
the
you
question
think
was,
he misunderstood
who
the
is
question.
the best pundit? Kate.
Favorite person on the panel? I feel you. Thank you. All love.
Clash Kate as a pundit. What's really interesting, did he not see your brackets?
Well, we did see the brackets.
No,
Hold on.
I got the same brackets as Micah Richards.
Wow!
Let the internet recognize that you and me had the exact same picks.
Why, who's had the most
I got crucified.
No, my DMs were full, and not for good reasons.
But did they create videos to troll you online where they cut together your prediction and then the final score?
Jamie sent me the video that night.
Yeah.
In the group chat.
Yeah.
So yes.
I edited
it. You remember we were talking about the thing that we saw that wasn't a thing, Thierry, between Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane at the penalty spot, right? And Jamie told us that he'd had a similar incident where he'd kind of done the same thing to Frank Lampard. Well, guess what, everybody?
We've got the BT.
We have found it.
Look at it. I can say you've aged like a fine wine.
Look at his mates coming over.
What was you saying?
I said, bet you 200 quid you miss. Look at him. Oh, honestly.
Wait, didn't you have the text? What did you have?
So I knew, because I did tell a little white lie, didn't I, with Harry Kane one time. Look, I bet you 200 quid, I said, look at him. He still took it off me.
He looks nervous, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does look nervous, doesn't he? Mind games. I'm into his head. Look at Makelele and Drogba coming to help. Pepe really should have saved it.
Yeah, but he scored, Jamie.
He should have saved it.
It's pointless.
I know.
Well, give us a text. Go on.
So at least I proved for once I'm not a liar. Remember, you were all calling me a liar with Harry Kane. Remember, I bet you were on Anfield.
You did lie in that incident.
No, that was a. No, it was a.
So what did you say to him, Jamie? What did you say to him?
I just said we're comparing Kane and Jude. Blah blah blah. Remember the one at Anfield? Yeah, I do. You got in my head, he said. That was all I wanted to do. I got into his head.
Has anybody read this text?
You got it?
Yeah, I do. You got into my head. Was that when I cashed off the cop and you had a pop at me for it? But he ran to the cop and kissed the badge and all that, but... This is the insight you don't get anywhere else.
Want to see the final? Want to see final scenes between Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane?
Move on swiftly.
Yes,
what else we got?
I'm just trying to find out what we're going to. Don't worry, chill out. We're going to go to a very quick break. We're going to bring all your big screen analysis. We're going to do that next. That's coming up in just a second. Stay with us.
So you guys know there's a legend in the name of Zinedine Zidane. Are you guys surprised that his name hasn't been mentioned a lot with the managerial vacancies around?
Nigel, why are you having to read that off a piece of paper?
I'm not reading off a piece of paper, I'm looking at the screen.
If you snooze, you will lose when Tony Cruz decides to choose a pass to the delicious Vinicius. Oh, he's so vicious. You got me. I hate this show. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not doing it.
Nigel's notes.
Oh, it's too good.
Really? Again? I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this.
Nigel's coming for you tomorrow.
Well, at least I was reading a poem. He said a poem. Got some alliteration in there, and you know.
Okay, so we're up at the screen for a reason. We want to do some analysis. You guys have picked some scenes that you want to take us through. Let's take a look first of all at the first goal from Real Madrid, Vinicius.
First and foremost, the goal. And I always say, you know, when you have two people that forgot to be dumb and have a brain, football IQ matters. This is why those guys play for Real Madrid. And you will see how, to him, now, if I see this and I'm the striker, I see that space in between the winger and the holding midfielder on that side. This is where I might want to come to ask for the ball. And that's exactly what Vinicius Junior is going to do, because he's going to see, if you play it, that Toni Kroos now not going to have that ever so well. But I know, Jamie, you want to talk about the defensive part of that goal and how Bayern should have done better.
Yeah, I mean, we look at it and Thierry is spot on, it's real quality, but from Bayern Munich's point of view, I think it's really poor. And we're just starting the clip off a little bit early. So the ball comes to Toni Kroos. So what I'm saying is now this team, I always talk about teams being compact defensively. So they're close enough with the midfield. As it runs on, we just run it on slightly. The midfield is just dropping back into position, and there's not too much space between the back four and the midfield. Look, the team are together, okay? We speak about this run from the goal scorer there, Vinicius, here. So the ball comes to Vázquez. The run here from Bellingham, he only goes back, only goes forward 3 or 4 yards. That drags this centre-back and Eric Dyer back. So then the space between midfield and back four becomes too big. So we run it on, we see the run from Bellingham. Now, what you've got now is you've got a team, you've just mentioned Musiala is out of position, maybe 5 yards. This back four now, because of the run of Bellingham, is now 5 yards too high. They should be here. So all of a sudden, there's now space. But Micah, you want to speak about Kimmich's role just now as well?
Yeah, I think, like you say here, Kim's going to go into this area here, which you're going to talk about a little bit later. But if you look at Kimmich's position here, he's too worried about this and this. If, okay, Kim makes an initial mistake going in there, Kimmich, we learn this from a young age.
What I would say, Mike,
what I would
say is he's a player he knows very well from the German national team. Do you think he's seen that pass so often be played over there that he's already on his way?
It doesn't matter, the danger. If he plays an unbelievable ball, you've got time to get across. Do you know what I mean? So if we run it on a little bit more now,
just goes in and he can't put the brakes on. And when you stop it now, we know the space is there. But because he started from this starting position and Vinicius is here, he's not going in a straight line. And I just want to just show you something here. If we're in a straight line and you go towards the ball and I go too quickly and you turn, if I'm in that line, I still can make the foul. I can still go there. But if you're here and I'm coming from this position and you go towards the ball and I'm running from this position here, I can't block him. So even though he's made the mistake, because of the angle he's running at, don't forget he starts here, he's running across. So he's never in line with the body to make the foul.
But I just hold it there, here.
Forward. But Thierry, Toni Kroos, when you said before we look at him, you can look at him a lot more closely now in terms of where this pass comes from.
Jamie spotted that, and that's brilliant from you, Jamie. Pushes, go back, please. They need to see that. Both now. The guy on the ball, if you are Vinicius Junior, at that particular moment, he is your eyes. He sees the play. So if he tells you to go in behind, it's because Kimmich didn't close the gap. He knows Dyers is slow, and Kim went in. If you spin, I'll pass that ball because I can. I see it, trust me, turn. It tells him to turn. Man, I said to you, this guy forgot to be dumb. Thank you, Jamie, because without that, I wouldn't have been able to see that at that particular moment. What he did right there, that's what I'm saying. The guy sees the game. And that's what Ancelotti said. Players sometimes need to take control of the game. This is why you win games.
Wow. Unbelievable. You'd see players do that in training, but, I mean, to do that in the Champions League semi-final, unbelievable.
We also want to look at the Bayern Munich wingers, is that right?
Well, there is a reason why. In the first 14 minutes, I will say that Real Madrid didn't know what to do. Because I don't know if, well, I know for a fact that they must have seen how Leipzig played Real Madrid and that 4-2-2-2 situation. And you will see it here, straight away, right from the start. Do not play it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Müller spent the whole night there, making sure that fellow Mendy didn't know if he had to jump or not, as you're going to see. When you play like that, as you can see, the fullback gives you the width. It's or you find that guy here, but automatically, if you're not dumb, you're going to close that, right? But if you close that, they're going to find a player behind your line, whether if it's the 9 playing the 10 at that particular moment or the 10 playing the 9, you are going to be in trouble. And Real Madrid didn't cope with it for the first 10 minutes, but Bayern didn't take advantage of it. Can you roll it? That's the reason why we could have showed so many clips in the first half of how they tried to open up Real Madrid, and it did work. Second half, now your wingers are high and wide. Müller still didn't move, trying to hold high and wide. And I'm going to talk about this man and how clever he is. Tuchel is very clever. He did something in the first half. The players didn't take advantage of it. He rectified it in the second half. Players took advantage of it, but they couldn't hold on to win the game.
So good, Thierry. So good, Jamie. So good, Micah. Okay, we're going to go to a very quick break. We're going to find out where Jamie's going. Have we already said where you're going? We've said you're going to Dortmund. We're going to talk about Jamie's trip to Dortmund, but who is going to be replacing Jamie Carragher in the studio? Find out after the break.
Whoever it is will be better than me.
Well, after us, please do make sure that you switch over to the Golazo Network. Scoreline is on now. After that, you can catch supersized highlights of today's action on the Champions Club. Then, everybody, there is a new episode of Kicking It. Our guest tonight is Clint's boy, the Houston rapper Trey the Truth. And the great football coverage keeps coming for you from CBS Sports as well. You can now stream the Champions League, our new fast channel featuring all the goals, drama, and thrilling action of club football's biggest tournament. And here's more great news for you as well. The Golazo Network and the Champions League are both free for you, now available on the CBS Sports app and Pluto TV. They are a must for all football fans. Enjoy, everybody. Good evening, everybody. So good to have you still with us. You know what? We have a couple of other people still with us. We're going to go out to Munich. That's right. I invite you to say hello to Peter Schmeichel and Susanna Fuller.
Susanna!
Morning Footy's own Susanna Fuller is in Munich tonight. Dortmund tomorrow, right. Munich tonight. How's your trip to Germany going?
It's been amazing. I think I discovered every beer garden in Munich today while these guys were hard at work. So, yeah, it's been fantastic.
Have you been here before?
I have been here before.
For?
I was
Champions
here
League?
for Bastian Schweinsteiger's tribute match in 2018. He was playing for the Chicago Fire at the time, and I was working for MLS. So, yeah, not my
Champions
first.
League.
So,
match.
Susanna.
What do you think about the atmosphere?
It was amazing.
Was it?
Susanna, can you tell me about these beer
Jamie,
gardens?
just hold on 1 second. Just 1 second.
No, I love this. I've got Peter and Jamie fighting over my attention.
Exactly.
This is a good
I just want to, talk a little bit more about the atmosphere today. What did you make of that?
I know what you're doing.
Go on.
I know exactly what you're doing. It was fantastic. Honestly, I was blown away.
Do you think that can be beaten?
I think it might be beaten.
Tomorrow.
Possibly.
We're going to Dortmund. Unfortunately, we're carrying some luggage tomorrow.
Oh,
but the two of us, we're going to have a great time. And we're going to experience the yellow wall, which is something very, very unique in world football.
I can't wait. Honestly, it's been a bucket list item to go to Signal Iduna and,
that's
witness the yellow wall.
Susanna, I asked Peter earlier on, would we sing You'll Never Walk Alone together? But you, I'm well aware, are a huge Liverpool fan. So
I am.
If the three of us could go in the yellow wall and sing You'll Never Walk Alone, do you think we could get Peter to join us?
I'm gonna do my hardest. I think I'm gonna convert him. Absolutely. You gotta work on those vocal
Susanna,
cords.
as much
Well, should we practice?
It's been a great day. There's absolutely no way I'm gonna go up and
Hold
sing
your
Never
head up high.
Come on, Peter.
And don't be afraid.
We lost him.
Look at that.
Well, actually, I was there last time. I filmed that.
Oh, I can't wait for
and
this.
I sent it to Jamie and said, finally there's a crowd who can sing that song.
So rude.
Come on, Peter.
It's beautiful.
Walk alone.
Oh, right in the heart.
What I can guarantee you is that when you hear that song tomorrow, it's sung a lot better.
You haven't heard Jamie and I sing it.
I've just heard it.
This is a warm-up. We're going to be much better tomorrow on the day.
And what about the beer gardens? Is there any beer gardens in Dortmund?
Jamie, we're going to have to find them. It's going to be tough to top Munich, but yeah, it's supposed to be another beautiful day. It has been really warm here in Germany, so like summer. So it's good beer drinking weather.
When we
Ridiculous.
arrived today. So,
yeah, we're going to have fun.
Susanna. That's more of something for you.
Beautiful.
All right, everybody.
Michael, what was that all
It was
about?
better than you not singing.
Hello.
Okay.
I'm trying to bring
All
a bit
right,
of sauce.
we're going to crash off air,
Voice of an
everybody, if
angel.
we don't say goodbye. So have a wonderful evening. Safe travels, both of you. Enjoy
See you
Dortmund.
tomorrow,
We will
comrades.
see you tomorrow.
Who's taking my place?
Everybody, breaking news. Del Piero for Carragher
Oh!
tomorrow.